So Kyle Rittenhouse has announced that he's going to be suing everybody who defamed him and I forget the word. Defamed, just slandered. That was the word I was looking for. Everybody who slandered him in the public media after his acquittal. So before, during, and after the trial, anybody who spoke ill of a guy who on video is shown defending himself is fair game for him. And I say bravo to him. Good. Absolutely good for him. You know, the left can say anything they want about somebody that they don't like, and there's no repercussions. Nothing happens. The worst thing that happens to them is they get a pat on the back and job well done. You have, people going to social media. You have people on TV, CNN, to the Talk or the View. I forget the View. MSNBC. All of these athletes and politicians and actors and actresses who rush immediately to condemn this poor kid, who again, as the video showed, was defending himself. There's never any repercussions when the left does something. They control the media, they control the narrative, so they get away with whatever they want to get away with. They say whatever they want. And we need more people to start standing up and taking these types of actions where we hold them accountable for the garbage that they say. Everybody can voice an opinion, and as long as it goes along with whatever the popular narrative is, they're fine. But you have people being doxxed because they voice an opinion, or in the case of the protests in Ottawa, if you donated to the truck drivers, the charity sites that you donate to are taken down, hacked, and your information is shared out with no repercussions whatsoever. That's the word for today, boys and girls. Repercussions. You reap what you sow. It's easy to be brave when there's no consequences to it. But it's also easy to act out when there's no consequences, just like a spoiled child. If the kid can get away with doing whatever he wants to do without consequences, there's no way to hold them in check. There's no way to hold them accountable. And they're just going to progressively get worse. If we on the right would employ some of the tactics that the left have performed or done, hacking, doxing, following politicians into the bathroom to let them know what we think, maybe they begin to see that it's not the laugh riot they think it is. When you had politicians during the Trump administration telling their constituents to go out and find and harass members of the Trump cabinet, make them uncomfortable, make them unhappy, make them leave, and that behavior is reprehensible to begin with. I mean, you're an elected official. You were voted in to represent your district. A sense of decorum might behoove you to act like the professional that you're supposed to be. But politics is not a good profession, and it shouldn't be a profession. But I digress. So what Kyle Rittenhouse has done, has stated that he will do, is he's going to sue and hold accountable all of these various media outlets. He's going to hold accountable all these people who took to Twitter, these blue check marks that took to Twitter and convicted him in a court of public opinion. And he's going to sue them. And I hope he sues them all into oblivion. Because there has to be consequences. If I don't pay my taxes, there's going to be consequences. I don't like it. I have a very definite opinion about taxes. But my opinion in $2 will buy me a cup of coffee unless I go to Starbucks. Which I never would anyways. Their coffee sucks and their leadership, the CEO is a piece of shit. But that's another story. There has to be consequences, and these folks need to learn them. You cannot just say whatever you want about people without there being repercussions. And that, is the First Amendment. I'm glad that they have the right to say anything that they want, no matter if I agree with it or I don't. But the First Amendment doesn't protect you from the consequences of those actions. It just says that you can say them. As we found out, anybody, who doesn't toe the company line, so to speak, is going to be prosecuted with policies. I'm on a 90-day, not a suspension, but all of my posts go to the bottom of everybody's feeds because I shared something that was misinformation. Don't share joke memes because somebody will fact check it. I'm a meme master on Facebook. That's primarily the only reason I'm on there, is to share fucked up memes with people, and that's where I get some of my funniest jokes, or what I think are funny. So it doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm not out there telling people what to do or what medications to take. That's not my field of expertise. My field of expertise is being an asshole. I'm pretty good at it. Been at it for 54 years now, so and I'm not looking to retire anytime soon. But you have people out there making a living smearing people and talking garbage about them, and for the longest time they've been able to do it without any kind of consequence. And lo and behold, the chickens have come home to roost, I think the term is, the cliche is. So good luck to you, Mr. Kyle Rittenhouse. I hope you sue several people into oblivion, and hopefully somebody on the right will begin to say, the heck with this, the kid gloves are off and we're going to face their consequences. A book just came out about AOC, praising her and everything. You don't see any books like that coming out for the right. I mention her because she's very well known, a very well known Democrat, Ilhan Omar, all of their ilk. I hate saying their names. I just feel like it's saying Beetlejuice. Lori Lightfoot, Gavin Newsom. We know who these people are, but I don't really know, beyond Marco Rubio and Rand Paul, I don't really know a lot of Republicans. And we should change that. We should get more names out there. But we don't have people as vocal as the left does. That's what the left does, that the right doesn't do. They're very vocal. They get their message out there, and they do so effectively. The right, I don't know what we're doing, but we too need to get the word out there. We too need to express what is wrong with our country and what we can do to correct it. A year and, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, math is hard, we're energy independent. Now there's talk that gas by this summer could be as much as $5 a gallon. That's not even half of an administration. More damage has been done in such a short time with the use of executive orders. We just need to take the country back to people with reasonable and common sense approaches to things. reason and common sense are gone. There's no moderation anymore. Used to be you had moderates on both sides. Sure, you had your far left and your far right, but they weren't the vocal ones. They weren't the ones in the driver's seat. You had people who were moderate. And you had a little bit more reason. You had a little bit, things were able to be fixed because common sense would be applied to them. There's no common sense. There's no common sense solutions being suggested. There's nothing really being done that isn't an extreme, one way or the other, you know. And these are the things that we really need to look to fix, that we need to change. You know, everyday people, the majority of the population of the United States are just everyday people. Take away the concepts of left wing and right wing. We all want the same things. We all want to go to work. We all want to make sure that we have a place to live, food in our stomachs, clothes in our bags, and maybe a couple of extra bucks to do something fun once in a while. We want to be left alone for the most part, you know. I don't know anybody in my circle that wants to switch over to communism or feels that the plight of the underrepresented isn't being taken care of. You know, we're not focused on that. We're focused on doing our jobs, taking care of our families. That's really all the average American wants to do. It's these people that are tipping the scale too far to the left right now that are really complicating things by presenting it, you know, critical race theory, and we have to be worried about gender identity. Listen, nobody's worried about that. Nobody's worried about that. Have we solved hunger? Have we solved homelessness? Have we solved all the other bigger problems? No? Okay. So let's take the spotlight off of this for right now. Let's promise that we'll circle back to it when everything else is perfect in the United States. We've sealed our borders. We've solved homelessness. We've solved the opioid crisis. We've taken care of all of the other bigger issues that we have. We've moved manufacturing back to the United States. You know, everybody in the United States has a place to live and food in their stomach, a roof over their head, clothes on their back, and they're okay. They have what they need to live a quality of life rather than a quantity. Let's take care of that first, and then let's worry about what bathroom somebody can use. I mean, it's 6% of the population identify as gay or lesbian, and then it's a smaller percentage of the population who identify as transgender or gender fluid or whatever the term of the day is. Let's worry about those things after we've taken care of the big things. Let's get term limits in on our Congress and Senate. Let's get a panel on the Supreme Court who are not activists but will interpret the law rather than write the law. You know, let's get that going. You know, let's not worry about the things that are esoteric right now. Let's worry about the things that affect everyday Americans. After all, this is America. There's nobody in, I don't know, Czechoslovakia who is worried about what's going on here right now. They're worried about the same things you and I are worried about. Having a roof over their head, clothes on their backs, and food in their stomach. That's all anybody the world over is worried about. Everything else is secondary. So let's focus on that for right now. That's not sexy, it's not glamorous. Let's go after the things that are hot button, that we can then point our fingers at the other side and say, see, that's why they're wrong, that's why they're evil, that's why they're awful people, and you need to vote for me. Enough. We need common sense solutions for things right now. And we need to face the big issues. The big issues are the ones that we have to pay attention to right now. There's potential war in Europe. Let's focus on not sending our troops over there. Let's focus on letting those people take care of themselves. You know, NATO is in Europe. We are a part of NATO, but we are not all of NATO. And the NATO countries don't want to go to war. Nobody wants to go to war, and this is ridiculous. And there are diplomatic ways that this could be resolved. And at one time, we would have leadership that would go and do their best to resolve this. We have Kamala Harris over there. Really? The Joker? You're going to send her over there? She can't suck her way into world peace. Sorry, I said it. We need leadership. We need common sense solutions. I'm not gonna keep beating it. I'm glad Kyle Rittenhouse is going to sue everybody. I wish him the best of luck, and I wish you the best of luck. I'm gonna let it go at this point. I gotta get to work so that I can have a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food in my stomach. And if you ever see me, well, you can see me now. Food in my stomach's pretty important to me. I'm a fat guy. Enjoy your day. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Comment down below. I'm trying to grow a channel. Not gonna lie. That's the whole reason I'm doing these videos. So help me out. Hook a brother up, as it were. And be good to each other.